This is Erica with Special Ed Simplified, and welcome to this presentation on how we at Special Ed Simplified create accessible learning based on Common Core for students with moderate to severe disabilities. So, who are we? Well, Christina and I are both teachers of students with disabilities. Christina was in the classroom for a total of 14 years. 4 years she taught in the middle school setting. She was in the high school setting for 8 years, and 2 years she actually taught in Germany. Currently, Christina is working in administration in Tennessee. I taught students with moderate to severe disabilities for 24 years. I always taught in the high school setting. Currently, I am working as a literacy and assistive technology consultant for Central Kentucky. Now, of course, we are also both mothers and wives and friends and daughters and sisters and so much more. But that's not what you're interested in. You want to know who we are in relation to Special Ed Simplified. So we create Common Core content activities for students with moderate to severe disabilities. And we do this on two different levels, Dimension A and Dimension B. And we do this for differentiation purposes to meet the needs of as many students as possible. Typically, our students that use the Dimension A materials are reading, or they have the potential to learn to read. They are able to independently demonstrate some kind of comprehension of the content. These students will use some type of verbal or written words, or maybe sign or braille, or some kind of language-based augmentative system to request or initiate or respond to questions. They'll or use it to describe things or events or express refusal. The student uses intentional communication. Student uses understandable communication through different modes like maybe gestures, pictures, objects, textures, pointing, something. And it's to clearly express a variety of intentions. Our Dimension B student typically requires picture support and other direct support in learning and demonstration of different skills. This student typically communicates primarily through cries or facial expressions. Maybe it's a change of muscle tone, but there's no clear use of objects or gestures or pictures or signs to communicate. The student alerts to sensory input from another person, but requires actual physical assistance to follow simple directions. Now, these are just examples, just basic information to go by when determining which level, Dimension A or Dimension B, when trying to match the material with the student. It isn't always going to work out perfectly. This is just to get you started. And then at that point in the game, you will then use your professional judgment on what and how to use this with your students. All right, so how do we do it? Special Ed Simplified uses a method that every teacher is familiar with and uses on an everyday basis: scaffolding. Scaffolding provides maximum support when concepts and skills are first introduced to students. These supports are then gradually removed as students develop autonomous learning strategies. Teachers help the students to master concepts by providing support through outlines or storyboards, maybe pictures, key questions, modified text, or just whatever method you are using. All materials created and designed by Special Ed Simplified use simple stick symbols for maximum support and continuity. Special Ed Simplified also uses differentiated instruction. We provide students with different ways to acquire a skill or the content. Our fully developed teaching materials enables all students to learn effectively regardless of their ability level. In order to accommodate as many students as possible, our curriculum is designed in two different dimensions, Dimension A and Dimension B. Errorless learning. What is errorless learning and how do we do it? Errorless learning is a teaching method used for acquisition of new skills. The teacher delivers the question or questions and then immediately prompts the correct response and praises the student. The same question may then be asked again so the student can attempt to give the correct answer. If the student answers correctly, lots of praise and reinforcement is given. The teacher can then move on. If the student begins to answer incorrectly, the teacher was then going to prompt again. The teacher will then usually move on to other objectives, but will return to the missed objective and try for an independent response. Characters. Our students love our characters. We have a variety of characters on each level, and you'll notice that we are continuously adding to our characters. We want our students to feel comfortable with our characters. We want our students to see themselves in our characters. So for the elementary, we have Eric, Josie, Jake, and Tessa. And again, you're going to notice that we continuously add to our characters. Here are a couple of our middle school characters. This is Sophia, Alex, and Trey. Let me introduce you to some of our high school characters. This is Sarah, Tony, Dylan, and Beth. So what can you expect when looking at when using our curriculum? Our curriculum consists of math, ELA, science, and social studies. You will find units on all three levels, elementary, middle, and high school, in each of those content areas. The setup in each of those areas is very similar. The pre and post test of every unit is the same in order to measure the student progress and growth accurately. It is suggested to administer the post-test multiple days in a row in order to eliminate the chance of a student having a bad day. To make the curriculum more meaningful to the student body, Special Ed Simplified tries to incorporate student-friendly real-life examples and applications. The more a student is able to identify and transfer the knowledge learned to his or her own life, the higher the chances that the student will understand and retain the content learned. So let's go through and look at a few sample pages from each of the levels in each of the content areas. Here's some math, and you're going to notice we have some middle school, a page from the middle school, one of our middle school units. This unit is called Summarize Numerical Data, and this is a page pulled from that unit. This is a page pulled from our elementary whole number quotients unit. This is a page pulled from the midpoints and endpoints, which is a high school unit. This is a page pulled, this on the top left is a page pulled from the Creating Displays unit, which is a middle school unit. In the middle, this is from the Measure Volumes, which is an elementary school unit. And on the side is a page pulled from the unit called Area of Polygons, which is an elementary unit. Again, each of these are just pages pulled from each unit to give you an idea of what the setup and what the units look like. Here you're going to find a page pulled from an ELA unit. This is an an elementary unit called Interactions. This is actually an activity page from the Interactions unit. This is a page pulled from Print versus Non-Print, which is the title of the unit, Print versus Non-Print. So this page is pulled from a high school unit. This page has been pulled from, the unit is called Argument and Claims in Text, and it is a middle school unit. Here in the center, this page was pulled from the unit titled Two Medians, and it is a high school unit. On the side, this page has been pulled from a high school writing unit. So again, each of these are pages pulled from different units just to give you an idea of what the units look like. This is a sample of a science experiment from the high school photosynthesis unit. This page has been pulled from the water cycle unit in the middle school. This page has been pulled from organisms and their habitat unit, which is an elementary school science unit. When thinking about social studies, this page was pulled from an elementary unit titled Cultures, and this page was pulled from an elementary unit titled Geography. Both of these pages were pulled from the Cultures and History unit from high school. The Cultures and History unit is in a high school level, and these pages were pulled from that unit. If you are interested in additional information on any of our units or additional information on anything regarding Special Ed Simplified, please feel free to contact Christina at priceandwilloughby.com or Erica at priceandwilloughby.com. Here's our phone number. Call, leave us a message, email us, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks.